That is 12.8%. So 37 girls out of 290. Now that compares with 1.2% in terms of women across the adult female personnel. So what's being done to get to grips with the situation? Because failures in the system have literally led women and young girls to attempt suicide. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that you've not got the stats on Harrogate, because as far as I can see, we've got a problem at Harrogate in terms of, as Derek Twigg mentioned, that we're dealing with the most vulnerable, that young girls under the age of 18. Right, let me go through, obviously I read through a whole load of stats before today's session, and it became apparent to me in 2021, so these are not just current stats, 2021, 37 girls were victims in sexual offence cases opened by the service police. That is 12.8%. So 37 girls out of 290. Now that compares with 1.2% in terms of women across the adult female personnel. So what's being done to get to grips with the situation? Because failures in the system have literally led women and young girls to attempt suicide. So, do you acknowledge that there is a problem at Harrogate?
I think the official line is usually the low numbers of instances, which I'll get back to you with the specifics. There is a case of risk of identification of victims, and we've already named the place which narrows it. So I don't want to sort of dwell on that any further. The general point, Chair, I think with regards to the AFC Harrogate, is the start date of the junior soldiers, as in terms of the prevalence of exposure to sexual material, sexualised behaviours, abuse, domestic abuse and violence prior to arriving. So what we have recognised is there is a significant transition for junior soldiers arriving at Harrogate, where not only do they need to onboard the much higher standards of values and standards that we have for our armed forces personnel, but there's also a recognition of their experiences that have got them to that stage before.